Good morning. We're out this morning and it's quite dull and it's spitting a little bit, and the weather forecast said it was going to be dry and warm, but it's quite chilly and there's a breeze, but it's still nice, and the leaves on the trees continue to change colour, continue to go brown. There's a lot of gold now and brown, some red and a dull green now. It's all changing very quickly. And I just wanted to talk about something this morning. It's funny really. I don't know, some of you may remember, a couple of months ago, I put up a video as a tribute to Sherpa, who had a channel, had two channels actually, and sadly died. He was an oldish lad, a husky. And Jamie still puts up videos. Sherpa's Day, lovely channel. And I put up a video about him when he finally left us, and since then I've been coming across people, couples, older couples with dogs, and everybody makes a fuss of Molly, because Molly is one of those dogs you make a fuss of. She's got big black eyes, those silly big pointy ears on such a little dog. She wants to be everybody's friend. She goes up and howls at people and just wants to say hello, and people make a fuss of her. And twice this week people have said, oh, we've just lost our dog a couple of months ago, or a couple of weeks ago I should say, and he was old, he was 13, he was 14, he was 15, and we're out with our son's dog or our daughter's dog, and that's the dog they've been walking. And it's almost as if the dog they're walking is a surrogate dog for the dog they've left, that's left. And it just got me thinking this, and I see so many, and it's with Molly being 14 now, and I can't deny it. I'm worried, it bothers me, I think about it a lot. And she's an old lady, although she's still very, very sprightly, and she can run after squirrels like mad. But when we've been out for a while, she does slow up, she walks very slow, and I turn round and I have to wait for her all the time now. And she walks slow and she looks at me as she's trying to catch up. And that's what I see nowadays. And I see it more and more, and I don't know whether I'm become hypersensitive to it, but you see a lot of couples now, or a lot of people, and they'll have, say, a couple of labs, and they're walking along, and then you look behind and there's an old dog, and it's obviously with them, and it's 50 yards behind, and it's plodding along on its own, and it's trying to keep up. And you look at its face and it's tired, and its eyes, and it wants to be with them, because that's the only place dogs want to be. They want to be with you. And it's so sad, because you see them and you wonder whether the people know they're on the way out, and the other two dogs are a replacement, an overlap, so that they're already here when they lose one of them. And you see these old dogs, and I feel so sorry for them, because they've come to the end of their life, and the limbs look tired. The coat doesn't look as glossy as it did. Their eyes are tired. There's a kind of sadness in their eyes and a longing to be with those people. And I just feel like saying, will you just bloody wait for your dog to catch up? Will you please walk at that dog's pace? You won't be doing it for very long, so it's not much of an inconvenience. Just do it. Yeah, these dogs, and dogs aren't around a long time, are they? And that's such a shame that nature has dictated that dogs are only around 14, 15, 16 years if they're lucky. Molly's 14 now, so I am looking down the barrel. And you can see in the faces, you can see the memories. And yes, it's been a good life, and it's been a long life for a dog. But it's still only brief, isn't it? And I hate cruelty to animals. I think most of us do. I think most right-minded people do. And I mean, I've challenged people. I've challenged a couple of people about hitting the dogs. You know, might be my business, might not be my business, but I will always speak up. I threatened to punch one bloke's lights out a couple of years ago. He had a Jack Russell, and I was up a place called Anglesark near here, and he had this dog, and he looked like a nasty old piece of work. And he had this Jack Russell, and he was pulling it and lashing at it, and then he lifted it up by its collar to about chest height, about 4 feet off the ground. And then when it came down, he gave it a kick. And I was sitting on a bench, and I couldn't help it. I just got up and went over to him and told him if I ever saw him doing that again, I'd beat the shit out of him. And I'm not that kind of person. Well, I am that kind of person in that I do get that angry. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. More people should step up and protect, not only protect animals, protect our fellow men. When you see people beating people up and then everybody standing round with bloody telephones filming it, for goodness sake, what kind of a society are we going into? So yeah, I suppose I seem to have become hypersensitive to seeing older dogs, but there seems to be a lot around at the moment. Old dogs plodding along very slowly, always behind their owners. But then again, I'm guilty of that as well, because Molly lags behind like she's now, but she's only lagging behind now because she's sniffing. But I can tell by her walk, her head's down a little more than it used to be. Her legs don't look as supple as they used to be. And it's like a dog is for life, not just for Christmas. A dog is here too briefly. And I look round and it's a scary place because I don't really know what I'm going to do without Molly. It's just something I put to the back of my mind. It keeps popping up and I keep putting it away again. But it's there, it's an inevitability. And, you know, it'll happen. I will deal with it and then I will carry on. I know that people who aren't dog lovers will probably think that's a very sentimental view and get over it, it's only a dog. I think my mother's a bit like that, although she loves Molly. But she had said in the past she's only a dog, and it's like, shut your face. Old dogs, slow down, let your dog catch up. There's something very sad about an old dog. It's like ambling along with its sad eyes and its memories and its aches and pains and its lack of energy, and it's just like a human. But as long as they're happy, that's all we can do. Keep them happy, keep them loved. There's nothing else we can do, is there? That's life. Hello, Molly. She's right behind me. We're coming up to Molly's bench now, where we sit for a while. It's a very, very, very grey day, and the wind's blowing, and it's quite cool, and there isn't a spot of blue sky. It's just clouds, grey clouds. The spitting rain seems to have stopped now, so I think this is going to be it for the rest of the day. We're going dog sitting today for the afternoon. Dogs, pets, cats, goldfish. There's a race we're attracted to, keeping animals. Why are we attracted to keeping animals when other animals aren't attracted to keeping animals? What is it? Is it a kind of wish to show empathy? I don't know. Must be researches done on why we are attracted to keeping pets rather than attracted to keeping animals for meat, for milk, for skins, for a purpose. We're quite happy to keep animals and shower them with love and affection and money and everything we possibly can, and dedicate our lives to it and forego holidays and treats and whatever, just for a dog or a cat or a horse or a goldfish or a stick insect. I think that actually shows a good quality in us. Sometimes you look round and you think there aren't. Man is evil, doing things to his fellow man, but at the heart of it, there's an empathy there with every one of us all over the globe, or almost, where when we see something vulnerable like an animal, we will help it and stand up for it. We aren't that bad really as humans, I don't think. A lot of us are daft and do the wrong thing and need putting back in our box, but for the most part, I don't think we're bad. We're going to sit down for a while now and just gaze, but we're not going to stay long because it's quite cold and I don't want Molly getting cold. So we shall see you all on the flip. Have a good day. Peace and love.